The news is a giant problem in today's society. And what the average person walking around doesn't understand is that a program is just that. It is meant to program you. And a channel is what it says. It's a channel, but you don't know where that's coming from. But let me tell you, it's coming from evil. That is where it's coming from. And the rhetoric that is patronized on the channel is nothing but lies. And it has been that way for the longest time. They confiscated the gold and said it was illegal to hold, and then raised the price. And then we go into Vietnam, and there's a war over opium. But it's that we have to worry about the Vietnamese taking over. Lies. Then you hear about, just most recently, stay at home, save lives, 6 weeks to stop the curve. Right? It's over and over and over. Now, you got the current regime that's selling off parts of the wall that was built for $5 to make problems for the future, wasting taxpayer money, which we can talk about taxes and the things that they use it for, right? You don't have to be a part of this, right? If they ask you to kill somebody in another country for a reason, and you know it's a lie, but you continue to do it in the name of safety, you have to question yourself of why you're doing that. Because you're doing it for banksters and for not necessarily the military industrial complex, but you're doing it for the industries that serve war. You're doing it for the Boeings, for the Raytheons. You're doing it for capital profits, right? That's why it's going on. You know what I mean? It's nothing but rhetoric that you hear and evil. And it's all in the name of, people say power, but realistically it's just money. It all boils down to money. And you can follow the paper trail of money, and you can usually figure out why things are happening. And there's all kinds of other things that go along with it. You got the P. Diddy parties, and you got the Epstein files, right? And it's all the same people. And you can focus on the atrocities, but when you focus on the atrocities of society, you feed that energy. You're always better. You can make a difference in the world. Water your garden where it is. The grass isn't greener. You can try to force the world to change, or you can change yourself. Remember, a courageous man wants to change the world, but a wise man starts with himself. Because as you change your views on the world and you do good in the world, that's usually reciprocated. And if you refuse to do the evil bidding and take the programming from the channels on the television, the evil stops. Remember in high school and grade school, when you ignored the bully, what happened? They just disappeared and they just went away. It wasn't fun anymore. So be that in the world that you wish to attract. Water your garden where it lies. The grass isn't greener. Stop regurgitating the stuff and the fear that's on TV. The blue light that is emitted from that is lowering your dopamine, making you addicted, making you want to watch it more. It is meant to hit you at the core survival instinct. It's ingrained in your subconscious mind. It wants to trigger your amygdala and the emotional centers of fear, because people are trained out of survival, and you have to break out of that. The Bible 365 times says do not be afraid. There's tons of stories in there. Daniel in Lion's Den, right? It was all about being brave. David and Goliath, he defeated the giant, all about being brave. I get it that you want to fit in with society. It's a survival thing. I can't stand out. I can't speak up, or they'll kill me. My neighbors won't like me. I'll be ousted. I have to be like everybody else. But you don't, because all it takes is one person to step out of the norms and others join in. It just takes a brave soul to do that. Or you actually look at the Bible and some of the other things that it says and realize what's going on. And it said, and one of I think it's in John, it is easier for a camel to be threaded through the eye of a needle than a rich man to make his way into heaven. So when you follow the rich men from Richmond and you listen to the rhetoric, remember, 127 megacorporations, they own Big Pharma, they own the chemical companies that are poisoning the food, they own the war machine, all of it. They own all of it. When you realize that is what's happening, why would you want to be a part of that? Why would you want to join the rhetoric, land of the free, home of the brave, and go kill someone you don't even know just because you were told they're evil? When you know that everything that you're told throughout history, weapons of mass destruction, is bullshit. JFK was killed by Lee Harvey Oswald. No, he wanted to stop the Fed. Right? You got Jekyll Island and how the Fed was formed. It was a coup. You know, all the things that you're told we want to argue over and hate our neighbor over because they see differently, but you're all arguing over some fictional information that was told to you on the boob tube from the channel of the program. So you can trust your intuition. Start with drinking water that doesn't have fluoride in it, and you're decalcifying your pineal gland. Start with getting remineralized and lowering the inflammation by increasing levels of CO2, taking your oxygen converted to carbon dioxide so you can actually stay in your heart, not living in the program, so that your reticular activation system isn't like overstimulated and you're not living in this fearful state, worried about getting sick. The worry that you have and the fear in the world is suppressing your immune system by 50%, actually making you more ill. Them portraying that information on the media is actually making you sick. The fear is the exact thing that's suppressing your immune system. But you're thinking there's something outside of you that's actually going to boost your immune system and make you feel better. It's not even a supplement that you need to take. Yes, vitamin C is oxidative. And yes, vitamin C, remember, don't take vitamin C in the form of ascorbic acid, right? It depletes tyrosinase and disrupts the copper binding to iron, right? You can't make hemoglobin. You want natural forms of vitamin C. But you have a unique vibrational frequency within you. And that unique vibrational frequency is your soul's program. And not any other soul has it. And you produce these scalar waves. And these scalar waves go out into the etheric energy and transform matter. That's the God-given gift from you, or that's the God-given gift given to you, being here in this dimension. You're a spiritual being having a human experience, but you're letting the entities from the channels on the television program you. These things actually have definitions. That's why they're called the things they are. You know, many of the holidays are actually pagan holidays, and it's all competition. It's all ego driven. It's not pure. A lot of the holidays, Easter, Christmas, all the traditions that we know of all those holidays are actually pagan traditions as we celebrate the spiritual events that have happened throughout our history. So, and people don't even question why. because it's just programmed. We just do it because we're told to. We don't know any different. It's tradition. But it's time to wake up. It's time to awaken and start questioning everything that you do, everything that you think, every way that you feel. Because that's where the power lies. And that's why you go in the silence and you pay attention to those thoughts, feelings, and actions that you take in life and question why life is the way it is. Because if you don't like your health situation, if you don't like your financial situation, if you don't like the relationships you're in, you can quit them, you can change them. It's as simple as just beginning with a thought and taking action on that thought. And it doesn't have to happen immediately. The universe is going to bring you the right people to help you. You don't need all the tools. Don't overcomplicate it. Just stop listening to the channel of on the television, because it's steering you down the wrong path. Because if you do, you're no better than the people at the P. Diddy parties, and you're no better than the Epstein people, because you're assisting it. Your focus and your energy is giving them energy. It's feeding it. It feeds the beast. And I don't think that's what you want. I don't think that's what anybody wants. I think we all want to see a better world. And I'm not saying the current regime we got coming in is any better. They're telling you crypto is poison. And at the same time, they're buying it in the background. And certain companies like Ripple have been around since 2004, before Bitcoin even came out. But they don't tell you this stuff. Certain people that are on the board at that company were part of the NSA, but they don't tell you that stuff. If they tell you on the news, on the program, you have to question it. You can't take it at face value. It's the start of a one world currency, is what it is. It's going to be the new quantum financial system in time. And we as a society could choose not to partake in it. But more of us need to have the values of working with sustainable, organic, biodynamic farmers. Not going out to restaurants, going after the food we want that's actually going to nourish our soul and make the energy flow through our bodies properly. We need to not participate in the current system. Withdraw from it. Make your way towards it. It doesn't have to be immediate. Again, make your way towards it. How are you going to do that? Put a plan together. Because when you do, and it's pure, it'll be provided for you. You never have to worry about it. But the worry is the resistance. So be like the Bible. Fear not. Have no fear. Like I said, 365 times.